Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. Hopefully, your day is off to a great start. We have a really nice day of weather up ahead for us, and it is kind of the complete opposite of what I'm expecting to have happen for our Sunday, which is our first Alert 6 weather day. So, use today to prep for what ends up happening tomorrow when we bring a front through that brings gusty winds, falling temps, and yes, some light snow into the area as well. I'm going to walk you through how everything takes place, the different aspects of each of these different impacts for us, and what to expect when for our Sunday in this live stream. So let's go ahead, get right into it. We're going to start with a little bit about today. We do have some fog out there, and you can see some of that showing up as you look toward the Iowa side of the Missouri River from Blackstone. So we do have some sunshine. It's fighting through some clouds. We've got some fog. 40 degrees is where we're at. A little bit of a breeze out of the southeast. That fog that is in place is on the thicker side as you get into Council Bluffs and as you continue into parts of southwest and west central Iowa. You can see that even carries over a little bit into the Nebraska City and Falls City areas with some quarter-mile visibility. So if you're going to be traveling in those areas, first alert that you will notice some limited visibility here in the early going today. I don't expect that stays around too deep into the morning. I expect here over the next hour or two, though, we should be beginning to clear that out and set the stage for what will be a very mild afternoon. We're talking highs that end up about 57 degrees. We'll have some cloud cover around, get some sunshine through those clouds from time to time. And that actually puts us pretty close to a record high. I'm not expecting us to get to the record. 61 is where we would have to land, that record from 2013. But the fact that we're even talking about it means it's going to be a pretty nice day. Light winds in place too. And everything about today is kind of the exact opposite of what you should expect for tomorrow. This is our first Alert 6 weather day. We'll start the day in the 30s and have temps drop off as we get into the afternoon, into the teens. We'll have wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour out of the northwest. Yes, 50 is where those peak. And with that, we'll also have the snow falling at that time frame. Now, I don't expect the snow itself to be a big issue. We end up with less than an inch in most spots, but the fact that it's going to be falling as those wind gusts are peaking, that's our problem. That causes the visibility to really get lowered, and a lot of people are going to be traveling tomorrow. So there's where the concern comes in. By the afternoon, we're also talking about wind chills near zero, so jarring change for us. All right, let's start talking about how this precip evolves as we go from the overnight into tomorrow. We'll actually have some sprinkles, light showers that are around in the overnight. I think this is probably a little overdone with just how many of those we'll have and how strong they'll be on this model, but I really like how it showcases things from about sunrise on with this system, which is when the bulk of our precip will be falling. So let's fast forward to that time frame, and you will notice here that we have that area of pink that's showing up there near the metro, back toward Wahoo. I do expect we have a brief period where we get some mixing of precip to happen. Some rain, some snow, could have some pellets in there as well. So don't be caught off guard by that. I think that will be a brief time frame. I think we'll have the cold air really surging in, and by the time we're getting to about 8, 9 a.m., we should be at all snow at that point. So the mix shouldn't cause too big of a problem for us. As far as the snow goes, we'll have that lasting through the morning. Be expecting that if you're going to be traveling maybe to church, any other Sunday morning plans that you have. And as we get to the late morning hours, you can see it's a pretty light snow by the color shading there. And by the time we're getting toward about 1, 2 o'clock, we're wrapping that up already. And this is why I don't expect we end up with much in the way of totals out of this. Up to an inch in the metro. A lot of us could end up under that inch with just a coating out of this, but some slick spots certainly possible. And when you have that falling at the same time you have those strong wind gusts, that's where you have the concern come into play. We will see a little bit more to the north, 1 to 2 inches that end up falling as you get closer to Tacoma, Harlan, Denison, and Norfolk. So first alert to that. If you're going to be traveling further north, you'll have more snow to deal with. Also further east, the Des Moines area likely ends up with 1 to 2 inches as well. as far as those wind gusts, they will be at their peak right when the snow is coming through, and that's unfortunate. We're getting gusts as we're starting the day and through the morning that are 45 miles per hour, perhaps as high as 50 miles per hour out of the north to northwest. And it is that combination of the snow falling and those winds that becomes the issue. It's still pretty windy into the afternoon. We're even still going to be getting some gusts up around 45 miles per hour at that point. And as we head into the overnight, we'll be talking more 35 mile per hour wind gusts. We'll slowly calm those down as Monday goes on, but it will be a windy stretch for sure. And then you have to combine those winds with temperatures that will be tumbling. We'll start off the day in the mid 30s and just completely fall down to around 20 degrees by the time we get to noon. And that's the air temperature. In the upper teens for the afternoon. Keep in mind, we just talked about these wind gusts that we're going to be seeing during that whole time frame. So you add those winds to these temps, and here's what your wind chill is going to be doing. Oh, that's Monday morning. Let me back this up. Hold on. Okay. So as you can see, Monday morning is going to really be unpleasant. But I want to back up to Sunday. Here we go. So this is as the front comes through. You can see how quickly things change on us, with the wind chills varying quite a bit by the time we're getting to our morning show on Sunday. A little bit on the mild side south and east of the metro, but you can see quickly changing near the metro, and you're down in the teens already for wind chills if you're closer to Columbus and Norfolk. The rest of us get that by the middle of the day, and by the afternoon, we're talking single digits. Some of us could be approaching 0 for how those wind chills will be. By the overnight, you could see that continuing to drop off. And by the start of Monday, we have wind chills that could be down around 10 below in a good portion of the area, 5 to 10 below. So consider we get up into the upper 50s today. We're talking wind chills in the single digits by tomorrow afternoon, perhaps down near 0. That is a sudden change that we'll have, and it's going to feel pretty raw out there. As we go through our Monday, we don't get a ton of improvement. By our peak on Monday, we're talking temps in the mid-20s, wind chills that are fighting to get to the double digits. So that's the whole spread of what we end up seeing out of the system. We do get some snow. It's more about the fact that it falls as the snow falls or as the wind peaks versus the fact that it's a high total of any kind. It's mainly the visibility with travel taking place, those gusty winds, and the falling temps that are the story with this first Alert 6 weather day. Beyond Monday, we do get a little recovery. The last 2 days of 2025 showing up there Tuesday and Wednesday with highs that end up near 40 degrees. By New Year's Eve night, we're talking temps by the time the celebrations will be taking place. That'll be in the 20s. So pretty typical for this time of year. Of course, if you're going to be out, you will want to dress warm. Let me move myself so you can see what's going on. There we go. So again, high of 40 on New Year's Eve. By the time celebrations happen, we're talking into the 20s. A little bit of a setback on New Year's Day. Highs that'll be in the upper 20s. And then we'll go back to near 40 as we head to the first weekend of 2026. We have a couple of systems that I'm going to keep an eye on here. Saturday of next weekend and then Monday at the end of the 10-day. But neither one of those at this point looks like it would bring big impacts into our area. So a lot of the focus is going to remain on what we see tomorrow. We'll be continuing to guide you through those conditions for the rest of the day today. Meteorologist Bo Fogel will be in to give you the latest updates this afternoon and evening. And tomorrow morning, we'll be guiding you through it as the changes take place. So stay safe. Enjoy today. Take advantage of today. Might want to tie down some of those Christmas decorations once again with the windy weather that's going to be on the way tomorrow. And get out, get some fresh air while it's warm, and enjoy your Saturday.